What's up YouTube, and welcome back to another Awesomoto vlog. In the last two videos you have seen quite the transformation of this 1979 CB750K or 750L for the Limited. It has been an awesome endeavor so far, and it's been very satisfying doing these last few touches. In the past few videos we've got new air filters on the carburetor, the cone style ones. We've got rid of the factory air box, leaving a lot more space and cleaning things up a bit. We got nice new rear and front tires, upgraded the brake master cylinder and clutch lever assemblies. And now lastly, my favorite part, the thing we want to do before we go tuning the carburetors, is I wanted to get the exhaust that I plan on using in the end version of what I want this bike to be. So this will be kind of the one thing that I do that gets the bike maybe a little bit more than just running condition. It's starting to add some performance, but the rusty exhaust that's been sitting here, I don't know, I don't want to put it on, and I also don't want to retune the carbs if it's needed. I'd rather just get the exhaust I want now. And so really the main focus is just to get this exhaust on, get the carbs tuned up, and we'll get this thing back together, do a little spin around the block, get a little test run in, make sure things are running properly. But it's starting to look good, and it's really starting to take shape, and I'm pretty excited over the next step here. So I'm repeating myself video after video, but I want to keep people who are just tuning in involved in what the process is. So if we do get this thing registered for the state of Florida, we're going to do a full teardown, full restoration, cafe racer style, and it's going to be awesome. So fingers crossed we can get this thing registered, and let's just move into the video and see what this exhaust looks like. So I did a ton of research on exhaust. There's a couple of options, not as many as I would have thought. You know, typically you've got the big brand names you're used to hearing for like sport bikes. You know, you got your Yoshimura, or Krapovic, and some of those other, you know, more popular brands of exhausts. This brand that I went with here is called Delkevic, I believe is how it's pronounced. And there are not that many exhaust options out there, and in particular the reason I went with the Delkevic. So this was the only one I could find that does a 4-to-1, so it takes all four of your headers and puts them into one pipe. That 4-to-1 configuration gives the bike a really good sound. I'm excited to get this on and also give you the first glimpse of what it sounds like. So just kind of want to dig into things here. It looks like a pretty straightforward configuration. We've got what looks like to be, this is the silencer, so this will be put on close to the end. And then we've got kind of a clustering here of things. This is the 4 headers that come off of the engine block. All right, so this is the silencer. Ah, nice, got a sticker pack and looks like maybe instructions, yes. Some cool Delkevic stickers and instructions, exactly what I was hoping to see in here. Not instructions, just not instructions. Okay, never mind. Got too excited there. All right, so this is really cool looking. So this is the silencer pipe that goes on the end. It's got the nice Delkevic logo on it. You can see it has some baffling in there, and then this fitting on the other end. So looks like this is probably where this bracket mounts up and adapts it, I think, to that rear foot peg area. This is cool. One thing you want to do, and if you're watching this video, you probably already know this. If you're touching this stuff with your bare hands, you got to go back through and clean it off meticulously before you let it heat up for the first time. Otherwise, you'll have fingerprints burnt into the finish of your exhaust from all the oils from your fingers. So if you are going to handle it like I did, just make sure you're very careful and do a very thorough cleaning, because otherwise you will pretty immediately ruin your nice new exhaust. All right, so this is one of the downpipes, and it's just a nice polished look to it. We'll hook these up. I need to find the numbering on these because they have a order on which you hook them up. But the nice thing is the order at which you need to go into this coupler is marked with stickers. So you just go cylinder 1 through 4. So these welds on here look really good. I don't see anything that looks like an imperfection in the welds. Overall, this 4-to-1 design is pretty freaking awesome, so good job, Delkevic. This looks great. Alright, so in order to keep this video less boring, I'm just going to do mostly a time lapse of some of the details here of just putting this exhaust on, because let's face it, at the end of the day, most of you can probably figure out how to hook up an exhaust on a motorcycle. It's pretty straightforward. So we'll cut straight to the chase, and I'm sure why you're here watching this video, and get to the point where we can start it up and hear what it sounds like. So let's get this thing on and get it running. All right, so that is it. Tighten down everything up top here. Got these springs on, which was a total pain. I should have wore gloves to get fingerprints down to a minimum. So this thing's covered in them. If you can't tell in the video, everything's got a haziness to it. So I'm gonna go grab some high concentrate isopropyl alcohol, and I'm gonna rub this down, clean it off, and then it should be ready for a startup. All right, I've just totally lost track of things here. I don't even know how many days I've been filming this video, but it's definitely been over the course of a few weeks, and that was not my intention. This has actually been quite a learning experience and also quite a pain for me to get this motorcycle tuned, but I'm not giving up. I've learned quite a bit doing a bunch of research. I guess I'll just kind of break down what happened. So in some of those clips you were seeing, I just couldn't get the carbs synchronized properly, and I was just struggling to keep the bike idling, and so I just had to fall back and assume that the air to fuel mixture screw was just not set properly. So I couldn't find anything online that gave enough detailed description about how to really set those, and there's so many different opinions on how to set those. So what I ended up doing is I fell back completely to the actual user manual, the 1979 CB750 user manual, or the maintenance manual. So that maintenance manual gives all the details for how to adjust these pilot screws on the carbs. So the default they recommend there is backing off 1.5 turns on each of the 4 pilot screws for each carb. So I went through, and immediately bike sounded so much better. And I was just super impressed with that, because lo and behold, the maintenance manual was right, and probably should have been the source of my information from the start. So definitely recommend that. Maintenance manual's got tons of other awesome stuff in there, other just maintenance things with the bike that you probably wouldn't be able to find online unless somebody specifically is talking about it. So in addition to that, I was struggling to get the carbs synchronized and staying sync, because I was just using a flathead screwdriver and a socket. So I would get the specific carb synchronized, and then I go to tighten it up and it would just slip on me, and I would just lose synchronization. So This tool, I'll put the link to this. This was from Dime City Cycles. This is a really nice tool that enables you to get in there and go right up over the carb sync screw. You can use this lever here to disengage the actual locking mechanism, and then you can use the flathead screwdriver that's in the tip of this. Once that's loose, you can go through each carb and adjust your synchronization and check your gauges to make sure that you're synchronized across all 4 of your carburetors. So this will be a huge help to get things tuned up. And lastly, the reason I totally just stopped tuning was fuel was just dumping out of the carbs, and I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. And finally, I located the area it was coming from. It's actually coming from the accelerator pump that's on the carburetor. So I've made some orders. I also got some new OEM Honda carb hose fittings, so this will go onto these couplers. I had a few of these that were just all disgusting, so got some of those. These actually aren't cheap. A lot of these parts are getting expensive for these older bikes. Got some new drain hoses because the ones that were on here are all dry rotted, and any of the fuel that happens to come out of those drains on each carb is just dumping all over to the top of the engine block. So I want to route that down along the side. And so lastly, I ordered an accelerator pump. So you can see what's interesting here is you got this like rubber flat gasket thing that's on here. And I think what the issue is, I think this is not seated properly on this bike. So the problem is that it's leaking out of this gasket and just fuel's dumping everywhere. So I'm unable to get a good just general tune on the bike because there's just fuel dumping everywhere. So I think we're gonna fix this first and address some of these other issues, and we'll get back to synchronizing the carbs, and from there we should be good to go. So after that, maybe we can get a voyage around the block here and get things going so that we can actually try to get this thing registered. So let's just get started and see where we end up. All right, get ourselves fueled back up here and try to get back to tuning. And hopefully we don't have any leaking. I guess we can check it. The one side on this cover for the accelerator pump just looks like, yeah, it's just freaking leaking like crazy. I think it's deteriorated. Let me show a little closer. You just see it dumping everywhere. It's like this whole side is corroded and messed up. So I think we're gonna need to get a new one of those. That sucks. It's gonna make this take even longer. This thing's just going through the fuel because of that freaking leak. But I'm determined to at least get a ride around the block before the storm comes in, and so we can try to get this thing registered next weekend. So just gonna keep trying, just keep dumping fuel everywhere. Probably help, you know, if I turn the fuel on. so I'm to the point now where I'm pretty happy with where it's at. It still needs a little bit more tweaking, but I think I'm gonna have to make this a two-part video because I'm not really that excited about doing all this fine tweaking, knowing that I've got to change out this accelerator pump cover. So I'm gonna order that. At the end of the day though, this exhaust sounds awesome. Hopefully you've got a good feel for how that sounds. Hopefully the audio quality is good enough for you to understand basically what that's getting you if you have one of these bikes. Highly recommend it. It sounds awesome already. I can't remember how the beginning of this video started because it's been so many weeks of trying to slowly chip away at this, but I do recall at one point this engine just idled so poorly. The exhaust sounded weird. There was a lot of backfiring. It's to the point now where it's starting to sound more peppy. Throttle response is a lot better, and I'm getting really excited about the fact that we're going to be able to drive this here soon. So I think in the next video, I'm at this point really don't need to go drive it around the block to go just hook this thing up to the back of the GX, drive it to the DMV and start going through the registering process, because I think at that point all they're going to make me do is I'll have it on the back of the GX and I'll just show that all of the headlights and turn signals and everything work, that it has mirrors. I'll have to throw the mirrors back on, but at this point I don't think I should hold up trying to get this thing registered. So part two, we're going to go to the DMV and we'll address this whole accelerator pump issue that we're having. For all you GX followers out there, just a little note for you. Apologize for all the motorcycle content lately, but also hopefully you're enjoying some of it. I know that a lot of you are also just in general anything with a motor enthusiast like me, so hopefully you're enjoying this content. If you are, hit that like button down below. If you're not, feel free to roast me in the comments down below for getting less GX470 content. But as a little bit of a teaser, the next GX470 video coming out is going to be a nice headlight restoration video. So if you're excited for a headlight restoration for your GX, it's going to be an affordable budget build on those headlights, and it's going to be a good one. So stay tuned for that. All right, well, I'm going to end things here. If you're new to the channel and you like GX470 content, other than the motorcycle stuff, I've been doing GX470 content for the past few years, and I plan to continue doing that. So if you like motorcycles, GX470s, or just this video in general and you want to follow, hit that subscribe button down below so you get notified every time I upload new videos. All right, well, that does it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.